G'day everyone, I thought I'd make a quick video to show some of the records I showed on my October Counting the Beat radio show where I play all New Zealand music all on vinyl. Take two, because I forgot to press record the first time through. These are all kind of new records that I've picked up quite recently that I played on the show. Mostly new, with one older one in there as well. First up, Die Die Die, this brand new from them, Charm Offensive. I seem to recall Die 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 announcing a split up a few years ago, but there's been a couple of albums since then, although there was a bit of a hiatus, and it's what you'd expect from them. It's got a kind of sharp, angular, stop-start, noisy guitar, punky, yeah, so as I say, what you'd expect from them. And this is on Sounds of Subterranea. You've got included in here as well. Bit of a credits insert. So nice to see them coming out with something new. I only just picked this up like a couple of days ago, the day before the show, so had very little time to listen to that, but what I've heard is, as I said, short, sharp, angular. Next up, Black Science. So this is a band I believe are from Auckland. This is kind of indie guitar stuff, and they've put this out through Monster Valley Records. I haven't come across that label before, and so they've been touring around the country putting this about. So you've got this is the oh, so hold on, fold out insert here with all their thank yous and photos of the band up to band hijinks. It's a limited edition, by the way, 200 numbered edition, and you've also got the printed inner sleeve and interesting vinyl. I'd call that lavender with purple splatters. Yep, so it's always nice to get some interesting vinyl. I know some people like the black better, but I'm always going to go for it. This is new from Yumi Zuma, their second LP, and there were three EPs before that, so those EPs got released as 10 inches and then compiled onto an LP, and then this is the second LP proper. And they've put all of their stuff out on vinyl. A New Zealand group, but spread around the world and released through a Brooklyn, US label, Cascine. And this comes in 3 variations. First of all, the inner sleeve. Not sure where that photo is, but I'm going to take a guess and say that it's maybe something to do with Littleton Harbour, because I believe that this was recorded in Christchurch. Yeah, blue vinyl. So there's 3 versions. There's black, there's white, and blue. Although this didn't come, and some of them did, with sheet music for one of the tracks. And actually, it just reminds me of something geeky. There's a Dead Sea album, Secret Earth, that has a photo of Otago Harbour. And using Google Street View, I was able to kind of work out exactly the spot from where the photo was taken. And yeah, anyway, so I'm sure someone could do that with this from Yumi Zuma, Willowbank. 112 a favourite of mine, putting out great vinyl releases of garage punk, garage rock, mainly from Auckland bands. The Echo O's, there's been previous 7 inches from them and a split EP with Bozo, which features members of the same band. This is the first album proper. It's called Hot Pockets on 112 Records, a screen printed cover, and this is kind of garagey surf. Yes, some with vocals, some instrumental. Great band, Echo O's. And also out on 112 at around the same time, Blood Bags, their Dead Eyes EP. 3 tracks, 2 original, 1 cover. Again, great screen printed cover. The second 7-inch from Blood Bags this year, though the other one wasn't on 112. The older release, an old record I picked up when I was in Dunedin for the Silver Scrolls, and that was this one, Black Girls Machine Esoterra EP, Flying Nun 111. This came out in '88, and it's kind of industrial, ambient, experimental, sound collage kind of stuff, kind of very dark and sinister. And I did a radio show in Dunedin at that time on Radio 1 where we played a lot of industrial music, and this is the kind of stuff that would just fit right in there. It seemed to be a bit of the zeitgeist of the time in the late 80s. There's a list I keep when records come out that really strike me. I stick them on that list, and then at the end I go back, at the end of the year I go back, because it helps me review and pick out my favourite New Zealand records of the year. This is one that went on that list after the first listen, Arthur Arbe's, his second record, Volume 2. This is kind of folk psychedelia, and yeah, really, really great record. Some fantastic songs in here. The first side is 4-part kind of song, The Painter's Portrait, parts 1 to 4. There are 4 songs on side 2. Side 2 is probably the one I think is a bit stronger at the moment, although the whole record is really great. And if you go to Arthur's Bandcamp page on there, and that's I think the only place you can pick this up, is the limited edition red vinyl, and I love the lustrous red of that. You pay a little bit more for it, but they always suck me in with those coloured vinyl versions, and yeah, highly recommend this record. Really, really great. And playing in the background, and finally, and it was final on the radio show as well, new from Michael Morley, The Lake. I think the recording has been on Bandcamp for a while, but it's only just come out on vinyl. 300 copies, incredibly hard to get hold of because he just kind of distributes it himself. So you could try Relics Records in Dunedin, that's where I picked up my copy. And Michael Morley is a member of the Dead Sea. Under his own steam, he is Gate, doing some really kind of great noisy guitar stuff, and lately some kind of guitar and kind of drum machine, more kind of electronic stuff as Gate. But the Michael Morley, this is the second record under his own name, and these are acoustic records, so acoustic improvisation. On the first side there's some tracks with his vocals, second side 2 long instrumental tracks, The Lake and The Disaster. And yeah, for fans of the Dead Sea and Gate, I mean, this is very different from that, but if you're drawn to that kind of area, left field area of music and noise, you might enjoy this too. So those records all feature on the October episode of Counting the Beat, my all Kiwi, all vinyl radio show. As well, you can check out facebook.com/countingthebeat for podcasts and updates of what I've been buying and listening to. Cheers.